guys, thank you so much for clicking and tuning back into my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Nomfundo and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review on a styling tool. It is from the brand Revlon and it is a Pro Collection Salon one-step hair dryer and styler. Everything that I'm going to say in this video are my personal thoughts on using this product for the first time. This video was not sponsored. I did purchase the product by myself. I will also give this product an overall rating out of 10. 5 of those points will be dedicated towards the design and the feel of the product, and then the other 5 will be determined by the performance and my experience of the product. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on this tool, then keep on watching. Okay, so this is the box of the tool. It looks like this at the back. One thing I like about the whole boxing idea of it is that it is very informative, and I noticed that it's in many different languages, which I think is good. The description of the tool itself can be found on the side of the box as well as at the back. And then on the other side here, it just speaks briefly about the type of technology that was used to create this product and how it will benefit your hair. This is the tool. It's already out of the plastic, but it did come in this plastic here. It was wrapped up all nicely in it. What I also received from the box was this manual, and then there's this contact details form. So just in terms of the design and the feel of this product, what I really did like and appreciate is that it is lightweight. So it's not too heavy, it won't strain your arm or your hand whilst you're using it. Another thing you notice when you hold this product in your hand is how it feels in your hand. It's very soft and almost smooth, which is very comfortable to hold for long periods of time. When I was blow drying my hair, it obviously got oily because of the products that I was using on my hair, but I do feel like the material used on this hair dryer will serve as a good fit when it comes to cleaning it. Also, what I really noticed is how long this cord is. It's quite lengthy, but I do think that that is a bonus because it allows you to sit further away from an outlet, and yeah, it also just provides a lot of freedom when using the tool. So the area where the air comes into the fan is located at the bottom over here, and it is and it is all around, which I found to be very smart, because if you think about normal kind of hair dryers, the fan is located at the back here. So if you cover it with your hand or if you put it down in a careless manner, then it can damage the intake of air. Whereas here I found that even if I put it down like on a surface or on my lap, the flow of air won't be interrupted when coming into the hair dryer because it will still have other access points. The things that didn't really click to me in terms of the design of this product was, firstly, it's quite a big product and I felt almost awkward holding it in the beginning. Another thing that just also didn't really make sense to me was the location of the heat settings. They are located at the bottom here of the product. Whereas I'm used to having them located either on the handle, so where your hand usually rests. And I don't know whether it's there for a specific reason, whether it's a safety precaution that I'm just not aware of. But it did almost interrupt the momentum of blow drying my hair because I found myself always having to move my hand down here and then, switch between the different settings. There was no ease between moving to a different setting. Sometimes I needed to use 2 hands, one to grip the actual tool and then the next one to switch between the different settings, which was kind of irritating. I almost just wished there was like a switch either on the center or on the side here, something that you either press or have to flip up and down, just something that would have made it a bit more accessible and easier than having to do this all the time. Another thing I have to say about the design, which I was a bit concerned about, is how large these holes were. And I feel like this specific point is just me being a bit too picky, but I'm also just being picky out of curiosity because they are quite big, and it made me wonder whether over time some of my hair would seep through the holes and whether that would damage the functionality of the product. because I mean the holes are quite big. But I do feel like they chose the size because it aids in the amount of air that comes out of the hairdryer. But yeah, I was just curious, and I don't know, maybe I just freak out about things too much. But yeah, it's definitely something that I thought about when I was using the product. Overall, I do feel like the design and the feel of this product was smartly created. Just the whole idea of combining a hairdryer and a brush into one is just genius. However, as I expressed earlier, I do feel like there could have been a few more things that would have just made the use of the product easier and quicker and more practical. So if I had to give the design and the feel of the product a rating out of 5, I'd give it a 3 out of 5, which I think is a pretty standard rating. So moving on to the performance of this product, and I wanted to quickly read something that I noticed in the manual of it. It says the ionic technology helps to eliminate static and frizz and enhances shine for silky smooth results. It also does say to use the high setting on thick or coarse hair, the low setting on fine or thin hair, and cool setting to lock the style in. So in my impressions of the product, I will mention whether it did live up to its standards or its promises of eliminating static and frizz and enhancing shine for a silky smooth result. However, I did want to mention that it was so foolish of me to, but I only read the manual after I used the product. So that being said, I didn't really use it on the heat setting that was recommended for my type of hair. I used it on the 2 lowest heat settings, whereas they recommend for coarse and thick hair that we use it on the 3rd setting, which is the hottest one. So just in terms of my first impressions of turning on this product and putting it through my hair, what I did notice is that even though the first setting here, which is supposed to be the cool setting, because I mean it has a picture of a snowflake there, which obviously implies that cold air or cool air should be coming out, there was a bit of warm air coming out of it, which just didn't make sense in my opinion. I also did feel a bit awkward using this brush on my hair. It resembles a paddle brush, which is something that I've never really purchased in my life. So I wasn't used to using something that felt like a paddle brush. It wasn't the most comfortable and enjoyable experience, but I do think that with time you can adjust to things like that. So again, it's not really that big of a deal. If you are someone who is used to using paddle brushes on your hair, then you won't find any issue with this specific design. Nonetheless, the hairdryer did move through my hair with ease as long as that specific section was detangled. Some of my hair did come out onto the brush as expected, because I mean our hair sheds all the time. But what I did appreciate is that even when I had cleaned all of my hair out and then went through that section again, I didn't find any new strands on this brush, which indicates to me that it is not unnecessarily pulling out strands from my hair, which I think is a plus. So those are my first impressions of actually using the hairdryer, but as I continued to use it, I was very grateful that no smoke came out of the hairdryer, which usually makes me nervous and makes me feel like it's frying the strands of my hair, but I didn't experience any of that. The back of this product did heat up, so it was a bit hot over here, but when I wasn't using it, so when I turned it off, it did give it time to cool down, and that's exactly what it did. The results I received from using this tool on my roots was that it actually did stretch my roots out, which I was quite surprised about, especially because of the design of this hairbrush. I thought it wouldn't be able to reach, you know, the roots here of my hair, but it was able to do that. However, it did take a bit of time. I do think that if I had used maybe a higher heat setting, then my roots would have dried faster, but also I wouldn't want to have this tool focused on my scalp on the highest heat setting, because then I'd probably burn, right? When it came to the middle area of my hair, so the main shaft of it, it did stretch out my hair quite beautifully, guys. My hair was soft, it came out fluffy, it came out detangled, it was stretched, it had shine, it retained almost a bit more moisture. It was a bit more softer when I was using the cooler setting instead of the other 2 heat settings, which made my hair feel a bit drier. I do think that if you want to kind of keep that almost hydrated feel in your hair, I would recommend using the first 2 settings, focusing on the first one and then using the second one sparingly. When it came to my ends, it did leave my ends a bit puffy, which I do think if I was going for a more afro look, it would be beneficial in that aspect. But I wasn't really going for that specific look, so I was a bit irritated, and I found myself going over my ends over and over and over and over again with this hairdryer, but it always came out the same. And it did make me wonder whether my ends were puffy because I needed a trim, or whether that's just the look that it gives your ends after it runs through it. So if I had to rate my overall experience of this product, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. It did live up to its promise of removing static frizz and enhancing the smoothness and the shine of your hair. However, I do feel like your preparation before using this tool will play a huge role in terms of the ease and overall experience of using the product. I personally didn't prepare that well, and I found that the method that I used did waste a lot of time in the long run. So I'm definitely going to give this product another try in the near future. My overall rating for the product is a 6.5, 3 out of 5 from the design and the feel of the product and all of the other practicalities, and then 3.5 from my experience of using the actual product. So that's 6.5 out of 10. I think that's a pretty good rating to give it. I will, as I said, try this product out again. I do feel like my lack of knowledge didn't allow the product to perform the best way it could, so I do feel like that's a fault on my side. But in future I will use the product correctly, and I will prepare ahead of time and just take all the steps that I need to do in order to see its true performance. But yeah, overall I'm really happy that I purchased this product. I've always wanted to get it, so I'm really glad that I actually made that investment. And before I leave, I just want to show you guys my hair. This is how it looks like the day after I used the hairdryer. I slept in twists, so I twisted my hair up and then I went to bed in that way. And then this morning when I was taking down my hair, I just take out the twists and then spread them apart, and this is kind of the look that I got, which I really do love, I'm not gonna lie. So this is how it looks like from the side, and then from the back, from the other side, and then the back as well. So that's all I have to say for my first impressions on this hairdryer. I really do hope that it was informative. If you guys have any more questions about my experience with it, maybe something that I didn't make really too clear, please do feel free to leave a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, because this is my first review, guys, on my channel, and I was so nervous to make it. But I do hope that it was informative and that it did help you guys out, and I hope that I made sense, because yeah, it was a lot to talk about. If you want to continue seeing my content, make sure that you click that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified when a new video is uploaded onto my channel, guys. Because if you guys are watching my videos and are not subscribed to my channel, it does not make sense. Just subscribe, guys. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there because this video is already long on its own. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.